Hey, welcome back to Schmuckle Farm. It's Jerry. I'll do a quick video about proper winter bedding. Here on the Gulf Coast, we're up in the north part of Florida, we get really strong shifts in temperature changes at night. Night before last it was in the 50s. Last night it was in the upper 20s. Goats are thin-skinned animals. They're kind of small. So it really tends to affect you more and affect them more when the temperatures aren't very consistent. You don't have time to get acclimated to it because it's getting hot, then it's getting cold, hot and cold. So I'm here in the goat enclosure. You can see I got a three-sided structure here with that corner pointed to north. So they're blocked from the wind. And what I have here is, as you can see, it's a lot of hay. Some of it came out of this hay feeder. Some of it is hay that the horses dropped in their stalls, and I don't throw it into the burn pit. And some of it is hay from around the feeder inside where they throw it on the ground and they walk on it. So I'll rake that up and I'll throw it in here. But most importantly, after I cleaned this out, and I did a video where I came in here with the tractor and scraped this all back down to good dirt. In the wintertime, what I like to do is it's 3 layers. The first layer, the base layer, is going to be the cypress sawdust that goes in the stalls. And the sawdust is really fine. This is the stuff I get from the cedar mill over here on the east end of our county. And I like it. It's very absorbent. It does a really good job in the horse stalls of soaking up everything so that wherever they pee, you're pretty much only having to pull that little bit of sawdust out. Whereas if you do something that's big and loose, like the big loose flakes of pine shavings you get from the box store, those tend to all get dirty because they get shuffled around. But this is what I use in the stalls, and that's the base layer. I'll put probably 2 inches of that down. Once I get the goat enclosure cleaned out to the dirt, I'll put about 2 inches of this down. Good insulating layer. The flies do not like it. I don't know what it is about it, but the flies in the barn leave as soon as I start putting sawdust in stalls. I had to move back inside because the wind is so bad. If you don't have horses where you need lots of sawdust like I do, then you can use the bags of the fine shavings. Actually, I put some of those down this year because I had them, and use those as your base layer. That's fine. You just want the finer particles because it packs a little bit better. Over the top of that, I put 3 bags of the large flakes, and I'll look up a picture of the bag from one of the box stores and put it on here. But you want the shavings that have really big pieces of wood to them. You don't want the real fine stuff. And what that does is those shavings they fluff up a little bit, they trap a little bit of air, which traps the body heat from the goats when they're laying down. So you've got a layer of hay or straw. You've got some of those, and then you've got the stuff that's packed down, which really insulates them from the cold ground. So this is what I put down as a base layer because I had a few bags of it at the house. And then over the top of it, you put this stuff with a much larger, the flake size. You can see those are a lot bigger pieces, and they do a lot better job of creating a little bit of airspace in there. All right, come on, little ones. Skippy thinks there's goat food out there. He looks like he really needs it too. Hay is not my preferred top layer. It's just I have it all over the floor all the time, so it works. Goats will sit there and eat it. If you throw fresh hay down, they're going to eat most of it. So I throw the old hay down, they won't eat that, and the stuff that they're throwing out of the bin they've already refused. So that piles up and I spread it out. But if you just go get a couple bales of hay and lay it on the floor, they're just going to eat most of it. I have used in the past, and I found this to be way better bedding in my opinion, is oat straw. I had a round bale of it, which I put out there, and the goats and the horses will eat a little bit of it, but it doesn't really have any nutritional value, so they won't eat very much of it. They'll look for seed heads in it, which for me, it was a round bale, so they scattered the round bale out looking for the seed heads, and I didn't have to do any work. I just put it in there and let them do what they do. And as I'm walking around here, you can hardly see any of the goat poop anywhere. And that's because having straw or hay on top allows that to settle down into the base layers so that the goats aren't laying in it. Anyway, hope that helps you. Till next time, thanks for watching.